district. This area is called Brooklyn Heights. This is where the rich live in Brooklyn. This is where the super rich live in Brooklyn. This is where I do not live. Barbara Streisand, Jay-Z, Eddie Murphy, Bruce Springsteen, Al Capone, John Travolta, Jackie Gleason, and many others are from Brooklyn, New York. The South Street Seaport is a historical district. If you've been to Times Square, guess what? There's no reason to go back. We have so many other great places to visit here in New York City, and you're looking at one right here. This is called the South Street Seaport. All those people have a great time there. That's Pier 15. The South Street Seaport is a must-see before leaving New York City. Loads of restaurants, loads of bars, many places to shop. It's a wonderful part of the city. I'm going to get you to focus. Look to the right side of the boat. You'll see a white building. Go straight down that street as we pass this white building, and you're going to see a church. There's a church at the end of that street. That church is called Trinity Church. Trinity Church is the oldest church in New York City, and was built in the 1700s. It was a gift to New York from King Charles III. That street that you just looked down is called Wall Street. Wall Street is that street that you just
Tour
looked
này tích
down.
trịch là 35 đồng một người, nhưng mà đoàn chúng ta bé bé cho nên được đi cái tích trịch của em bé.
They found two Indian tribes already living here. The Lenape Indian and the Iroquois Indian. The Dutch were afraid of the Indians because the Indians didn't mess around. They didn't play any games. The Dutch and the Indians fought for many years. It's a river. But little did the Dutch know the British were coming. That's right, the British were coming. Once the British arrived here on the island, the very first thing they did is they made peace with the Indians. After they made peace with the Indians, they took the island from the Indians. The year was 1624. They took the island from the Indians, and then they knocked that wall down and named it.
Ủa mà sao tàu này toàn con trai không? Thấy con
Street
gái
got
em.
its name. Everything here on the right side of the boat is called the Wall Street area, also known as the Financial District. I'm 56 years old. I was born here on the island 56 years ago. And when I was a kid, we would come to this area and we would call this area the Canyon. And the reason why we would call the Financial District the Canyon is because the streets are very narrow and winding and the buildings are very tall. So it's just like walking through a canyon of buildings. If you look really carefully on the right side of the boat, you're going to see some trees coming up here at the end of the island. You'll see some trees. There they are. These trees sit at the top of the island, also called the bottom of the island. Here is where New York City begins. This was the beginning of New York City. This area is called Battery Park. Battery Park has an Indian trail across the street from it. Across the street from Battery Park, there's an old Indian trail called the Lenape Indian Trail. It's the longest running trail on the island. It goes from the tip of the island all the way to the top of the island. Today, they call that Indian Trail Broadway. Broadway is the longest running street in New York City, and it starts right here at the tip of the island. If you keep looking to your right, this river that you see coming up on your right is called the Hudson River. The Hudson River is the longest running river in New picture that view. People pay for this picture. It's a postcard picture. I want to tell you guys a story
máy bay
about a
cảnh
young
sát bay
girl.
vòng
Her
vòng
name
bầu
was
trời bằng
Annie.
trực thăng.
On the very first ship headed to Ellis Island. When this young 15-year-old girl got off the ship, she became the very first immigrant to receive American citizenship here at Ellis Island. After her came 12 million immigrants seeking the American dream, but not all of them were as fortunate as she was. She went on, she had a wonderful life here in America. But the 12 million that came after her, many of them were not so fortunate. And here's what happened. The ships were coming from all 7 seas. When a ship would arrive to Ellis Island, the very first thing the immigrants would do is get off the ship and have a medical examination. If you were blind, if you were deaf, if you could not speak, if your body had mental illness, if your body had a disease, you were not welcome into this country. You could not stay here. They would take a handful of white chalk and they would throw it all over you. They would throw you to the end of the island, and there is where those immigrants with white chalk would wait, sometimes for many months, for a ship to come and take them back to their country. During that time, the immigrants called Ellis Island the island of pain. There's Alabama right there. During that time, the immigrants called Ellis Island the island of pain. They called Ellis Island the island of tears. Because not all were welcome into this country, just like today. But those who did pass the medical examination and is into the building that you see here on the right side of the road, was the first roof on it. That was the main dining hall. Here is where the immigrants would have their first meal in this country. Here is where they would become American citizens, and from there, they were free to go wherever they pleased. Those immigrants called Ellis Island the island of hope. Ellis Island opened its doors in 1892 and it closed its doors in 1954. During the time that Ellis Island was open, 12 million immigrants came through Ellis Island. You guys know Charlie Chaplin? That's the question. You know Charlie Chaplin? Charlie Chaplin was an immigrant who came through Ellis Island. You guys know Frank Sinatra? Frank Sinatra's grandfather was an immigrant who came through Ellis Island. Donald Trump, the President of the United States of America, his grandfather was an immigrant from Germany. His grandfather was an immigrant seeking the American dream so that his family.
They are located in marked lockers and bins along the cabin walls. See instructions for their use, which are posted in red frames throughout the
Chúng ta
ferry.
bắt đầu
For
rời một chiếc
assistance,
tàu
see uniformed crew members located on each deck. Thank you for riding the Staten Island Ferry.
đi tham quan nữ thần tự do. Đại diện rồi đó nha, có em đại diện sau lưng đó. Wow, đẹp quá đi rồi. Có đẹp, có đẹp, có đẹp. Trời, New York đẹp quá. kia chưa? Lỡ đi
Không,
tới
đi
rồi.
đi cái đế tượng, đi vô cái đế tượng thôi.
Qua vô đi.
Chụp cái cầu Win kìa.
Ven entra, que yo no veo pico.
Quá bà con chạy vô hết. Quá lạnh. Okay.
Mamma, kan du inte då? Asch,